My topic today goes to Nigerian armed forces. Like in US, virtually all over the world, but let me start from US. The US government is complaining of people not coming up for recruitments in their army, in their Navy, Air Force, even in their National Guard. And if you look at Nigeria, the same thing is happening. So many people don't want to go to army, especially people from the South. They don't want to enter into military. And part of the reason is this. Things have changed and things will keep changing. The world revolves in so many ways. Very soon, AI might be going for war. That's artificial intelligence robots. But my advice to Nigerian government is let them sit down and settle things that can be settled amicably instead of drafting soldiers to go and fight. Some of these fights are very, very unnecessary. Let me take, for instance, the issue of IPOB. When Nnamdi Kanu started in London, in UK, he was championing for the unity of Nigeria. Yes, we've seen it on videos where he was calling for unity of Nigeria. Fast forward, he started championing for the liberation of Biafra to separate themselves from governments. And if you look at some of his requests, you know that it's genuine. It doesn't matter how you pretend. We are all human beings. Everything has time. Even if there is something that happened in the past, you can't continue because of that. So they started the agitation. They were going, sometimes you see them going with placard, flag, Biafran flag, Israeli flag, and so on, US. And Nigerian army started shooting on them. We have a lot of massacre and Obibo, not even Obibo or Nosha, Aba, this thing, secondary school. So many places. We just take people's life as if it doesn't worth anything, especially in Africa. So that was how the whole thing started. Even when Nnamdi Kanu was coming back, he announced it that he'd be coming to Nigeria. Some advised Nigerian government, don't arrest him, allow him. Arresting him will make him more popular. They refuse. And up to now, you see where we are. They've gone to courts. Nnamdi Kanu won. Nigerian government refused. They are still pushing forward. And these are things you can just sit down and discuss and iron it out. But sometimes we think common sense doesn't mean anything. You have to do it in because of your superior minds. Sometimes superior minds doesn't work. Look at, is it Afghanistan? Russia, UK, America, so many people have gone there to fight war, some 10 years, some 20, some 5. At the end, you can see where we are now. So the same thing is happening in US. They are complaining that their youths are not entering into their armed forces. Because the youth has come to notice that some of these fights, it's not necessary. These are issues you can just, settle amicably. Do you understand? Like the NATO issue. If not because Ukraine wanted to join, and the Ukraine is just more of at the back of Russia. So they say, no, it can't happen. And the politics of this world is, if you are not very careful, they use you to experiment. You go and fight a proxy war for them. So please, Nigerian government, all this one you are stretching your military, taking them, some are fighting with Boko Haram, some are going to the east, some, at the end, we don't have security. The whole place becomes porous. Why not sit down and discuss some of these things? And if you don't know what the agitation is all about, me, I will tell you. What the agitation is all about is do me as you do my brother. The agitation is about equality, it's about unity, it's about justice, it's about fairness, it's about Nigerian law to work. It's about not oppressing people unnecessarily. Don't do that. You can push people to the wall, to a certain distance, they will fight back. Now, look at what is going on in Israel, between Hamas and Israel. And some of these things, something they can sit down and agree. Once you agree, let it. But one side will say, no, we only want this. Once you become too rigid, you don't want to shift ground, it brings chaos. It brings, it brings disunity, destruction, and destabilization, and people will perish and suffer. At the end, you still come on the round table. See how Nigeria is going down every day, more and more, more and more, more and more. If you don't want to restructure the country, which is necessary, it's a must. You must restructure. Things can't be in the same old way. Look at our youths. See what they're suffering. Everybody's suffering. You might think that you are doing Igbo. You are still doing yourself. You might think that you are doing Yoruba. You are doing yourself. Each leader that comes will select their own people, even if the person is not good enough. At the end, the whole country will suffer. Not everything you must use brutal force. You start taking people's life, go to villages, you burn the whole place. And so many bad boys are cashing in. They are using the same confusion to, launch attack. So please, Nigerian government, we don't need all these things. If your law is working, law is number one, your constitution. Not some will commit things and get away with it. Others will be punished. Those are some of the things that is bringing problem in Africa. And black people are suffering all over the world. They are looking up to Nigeria as the most populated country where you will have the highest concentration of blacks. They want you to grow. You are not growing. You are not even showing sign. You are not showing sign. And most of our leaders are using analog, very old, timid way of administration. That is why we are down. Some of us, we are no longer looking, we are not interested in making Nigeria great again because Nigeria don't, do you understand? We are asking for a referendum, for a separation. It doesn't mean that if I'm in Biafra, you are in Oduduwa, you are in Arewa, we can elect. We can elect. Singapore is still relating with Malaysia. So many people are still relating. You can still do your regional, connect your railway, do business together. All this one we are doing, Nigeria is going too backward. And some of you that are in Nigeria, you don't even know how far the world has gone. You are just there playing ethnic politics. Citizens are enjoying all over the world. Their governments give them things. If you are not working, they'll be paying you. But your politician be carrying your money. They will recruit you, give you arm. You start supporting them. What are you supporting? So that's my advice to Nigerian government. Stop stretching yourself. Sit down. Use your brain. Use your brain. The brain is higher than all this shooting of gun every day. Do you understand? One love, no time.